listen. Practice, speak. Practice makes you perfect.
Hello, business English learners. In today's lesson, we'll be practicing professional negotiation phrases. Each phrase will be repeated twice. First, listen carefully and then practice with me. Let's get started.
Starting a negotiation. Let's begin by outlining our objectives. Let's begin by outlining our objectives. What are your priorities in this negotiation? What are your priorities in this negotiation? We'd like to discuss the terms of the agreement. We'd like to discuss the terms of the agreement. How would you like to start this conversation? How would you like to start this conversation? We're interested in finding a mutually beneficial solution. We're interested in finding a mutually beneficial solution. Can we go over the main points before we proceed? Can we go over the main points before we proceed? Let's make sure we understand each other's needs. Let's make sure we understand each other's needs. We're open to hearing your suggestions. We're open to hearing your suggestions. How does that sound to you? How does that sound to you? Shall we begin with the first item on the agenda? Shall we begin with the first item on the agenda? Clarifying positions. Could you clarify your position on this? Could you clarify your position on this? We need more information before we can proceed. We need more information before we can proceed. Can you explain your reasoning behind this offer? Can you explain your reasoning behind this offer? What are the key factors influencing your decision? What are the key factors influencing your decision? We'd like to understand your perspective on this issue. We'd like to understand your perspective on this issue. Can you help me understand how you reached that conclusion? Can you help me understand how you reached that conclusion? Are you able to provide more details? Are you able to provide more details? Could you break down the costs for us? Could you break down the costs for us? Can you walk me through your thought process? Can you walk me through your thought process? We'd like to hear your point of view on this. We'd like to hear your point of view on this. Proposing solutions. Here's what we're willing to offer. Here's what we're willing to offer. What if we adjust the timeline? What if we adjust the timeline? We're open to discussing alternative options. We're open to discussing alternative options. How about we meet in the middle on this? How about we meet in the middle on this? Let's consider a compromise. Let's consider a compromise. We'd like to propose an alternative solution. We'd like to propose an alternative solution. We believe this offer could work for both parties. We believe this offer could work for both parties. Is there any room for flexibility? Is there any room for flexibility? How do you feel about adjusting the terms slightly? How do you feel about adjusting the terms slightly? We'd like to explore some other options that could benefit both of us. We'd like to explore some other options that could benefit both of us. Responding to offers. We appreciate your offer, but it's a little outside our budget. We appreciate your offer, but it's a little outside our budget. We'll need to review this proposal in more detail. We'll need to review this proposal in more detail. That's a reasonable offer. Let's discuss it further. That's a reasonable offer. Let's discuss it further. I'll need some time to think this over. I'll need some time to think this over. We're looking for something a bit more competitive. We're looking for something a bit more competitive. That's a good starting point, but we'd like to make a counteroffer. That's a good starting point, but we'd like to make a counteroffer. We'd like to come back with a revised proposal. We'd like to come back with a revised proposal. We appreciate the offer, but it doesn't meet all our requirements. We appreciate the offer, but it doesn't meet all our requirements. Let's continue to negotiate and see if we can find a better solution. Let's continue to negotiate and see if we can find a better solution. We'd like to negotiate some of the terms before accepting. We'd like to negotiate some of the terms before accepting. Closing the deal. It looks like we're almost there. It looks like we're almost there. Shall we finalize the details? Shall we finalize the details? I think we're ready to reach an agreement. I think we're ready to reach an agreement. We're happy with the current terms. Let's move forward. We're happy with the current terms. Let's move forward. We're ready to sign the contract. We're ready to sign the contract. I think we've reached a good compromise. I think we've reached a good compromise. Everything seems to be in order, let's seal the deal. Everything seems to be in order, let's seal the deal. We're confident this agreement works for both parties. We're confident this agreement works for both parties. Shall we review the final agreement one last time? Shall we review the final agreement one last time? I believe we can move forward from here. I believe we can move forward from here. Handling objections. We understand your concerns and would like to address them. We understand your concerns and would like to address them. Can you clarify which part of the proposal you find challenging? Can you clarify which part of the proposal you find challenging? What can we do to make this more acceptable for you? What can we do to make this more acceptable for you? Let's explore how we can overcome this obstacle. Let's explore how we can overcome this obstacle. We understand this may not be ideal, but let's find a compromise. We understand this may not be ideal, but let's find a compromise. What adjustments would make you more comfortable with this? What adjustments would make you more comfortable with this? We're committed to finding a solution that works for both sides. We're committed to finding a solution that works for both sides. Is there anything else we can do to meet your needs? Is there anything else we can do to meet your needs? Let's brainstorm together to overcome this issue. Let's brainstorm together to overcome this issue. What if we modify the terms to address your concern? What if we modify the terms to address your concern? Negotiating price. Can we discuss the pricing further? Can we discuss the pricing further? Is there any flexibility in your pricing? Is there any flexibility in your pricing? We'd like to negotiate a better price. We'd like to negotiate a better price. Can we explore options to reduce the cost? Can we explore options to reduce the cost? How can we adjust the budget to fit both our needs? How can we adjust the budget to fit both our needs? We need to ensure the pricing is competitive. We need to ensure the pricing is competitive. Is there room to bring the price down? Is there room to bring the price down? We'd like to see if we can reach a more favorable price. We'd like to see if we can reach a more favorable price. The price seems a bit high. Can we negotiate it? The price seems a bit high. Can we negotiate it? Can we discuss how to make this more cost-effective? Can we discuss how to make this more cost-effective? Discussing terms and conditions. We'd like to negotiate the terms of the contract. We'd like to negotiate the terms of the contract. Are you open to adjusting some of the conditions? Are you open to adjusting some of the conditions? We need to discuss the duration of the agreement. We need to discuss the duration of the agreement. Could we review the terms related to payment? Could we review the terms related to payment? Are you willing to adjust the delivery timeline? Are you willing to adjust the delivery timeline? We'd like to propose different terms for the warranty. We'd like to propose different terms for the warranty. Can we negotiate the payment terms to better suit both parties? Can we negotiate the payment terms to better suit both parties? Let's discuss the cancellation policy in more detail. Let's discuss the cancellation policy in more detail. Could we talk about revising the renewal terms? Could we talk about revising the renewal terms? We'd like to renegotiate the delivery schedule. We'd like to renegotiate the delivery schedule. Building rapport and trust. We're committed to building a long-term partnership. We're committed to building a long-term partnership. Let's focus on building trust between our teams. Let's focus on building trust between our teams. We're confident we can find a solution that works for both of us. We're confident we can find a solution that works for both of us. We value the relationship we're building here. We value the relationship we're building here. Let's keep an open and honest dialogue throughout. Let's keep an open and honest dialogue throughout. We're committed to transparency during this negotiation. We're committed to transparency during this negotiation. We appreciate your willingness to collaborate. We appreciate your willingness to collaborate. Trust is key in this partnership, and we want to maintain that. Trust is key in this partnership, and we want to maintain that. Let's work together to create a win-win solution. Let's work together to create a win-win solution. We're confident that with teamwork, we can reach an agreement. We're confident that with teamwork, we can reach an agreement. Reaching a compromise. We're open to meeting halfway on this issue. We're open to meeting halfway on this issue. Let's find a middle ground that works for both of us. Let's find a middle ground that works for both of us. We're willing to compromise to reach an agreement. We're willing to compromise to reach an agreement. Can we explore some alternatives to this issue? Can we explore some alternatives to this issue? We're prepared to make concessions if necessary. We're prepared to make concessions if necessary. Let's negotiate a solution that benefits both parties. Let's negotiate a solution that benefits both parties. What can we adjust to make this a fair deal? What can we adjust to make this a fair deal? Let's try to reach a compromise on the remaining points. Let's try to reach a compromise on the remaining points. We believe we're close to reaching a fair compromise. We believe we're close to reaching a fair compromise. We're willing to make some adjustments to finalize the deal. We're willing to make some adjustments to finalize the deal. Maintaining professionalism. We appreciate your time and consideration. We appreciate your time and consideration. Thank you for being open to discussion. Thank you for being open to discussion. We value your input and feedback. We value your input and feedback. It's important to remain professional throughout this process. It's important to remain professional throughout this process. We're committed to keeping the conversation respectful. We're committed to keeping the conversation respectful. Let's remain focused on the main objectives. Let's remain focused on the main objectives. We appreciate your willingness to find common ground. We appreciate your willingness to find common ground. Thank you for your patience during this process. Thank you for your patience during this process. Let's make sure to stay on the same page throughout. Let's make sure to stay on the same page throughout. We believe a respectful and professional approach leads to the best outcomes. We believe a respectful and professional approach leads to the best outcomes. Handling deadlines. We need to set a realistic deadline for this project. We need to set a realistic deadline for this project. Can we extend the deadline to allow more time for review? Can we extend the deadline to allow more time for review? Is there any flexibility in the timeline? Is there any flexibility in the timeline? Let's negotiate the deadline to ensure we meet all requirements. Let's negotiate the deadline to ensure we meet all requirements. We're concerned about the tight deadline and would like to discuss it. We're concerned about the tight deadline and would like to discuss it. Can we agree on a deadline that works for both parties? Can we agree on a deadline that works for both parties? We'd like to push the deadline back to ensure quality. We'd like to push the deadline back to ensure quality. What's the earliest you can realistically complete this? What's the earliest you can realistically complete this? We need to confirm that the timeline is achievable. We need to confirm that the timeline is achievable. Could we accelerate the process to meet an earlier deadline? Could we accelerate the process to meet an earlier deadline? Closing the deal. Let's finalize the details and close the deal. Let's finalize the details and close the deal. We're ready to move forward if you are. We're ready to move forward if you are. Are we in agreement on the final terms? Are we in agreement on the final terms? Let's move forward and sign the agreement. Let's move forward and sign the agreement. It looks like we have a deal. It looks like we have a deal. Shall we proceed with the final approval? Shall we proceed with the final approval? We're excited to finalize this partnership. We're excited to finalize this partnership. Is there anything else we need to discuss before closing the deal? Is there anything else we need to discuss before closing the deal? We're looking forward to working with you after the agreement is signed. We're looking forward to working with you after the agreement is signed. Let's wrap things up and get the contract signed. Let's wrap things up and get the contract signed. Expressing confidence. We're confident this is the right solution for both parties. We're confident this is the right solution for both parties. We're sure we can work out the final details. We're sure we can work out the final details. I'm confident we can resolve this issue. I'm confident we can resolve this issue. We're certain this agreement will benefit both sides. We're certain this agreement will benefit both sides. I believe we're close to reaching a mutually beneficial deal. I believe we're close to reaching a mutually beneficial deal. We're optimistic that we'll find common ground. We're optimistic that we'll find common ground. I'm confident that with some adjustments, we can finalize the deal. I'm confident that with some adjustments, we can finalize the deal. We believe this solution addresses everyone's needs. We believe this solution addresses everyone's needs. We're sure this partnership will be successful. We're sure this partnership will be successful. We have confidence in our ability to meet your expectations. We have confidence in our ability to meet your expectations. Offering alternatives. If that doesn't work, we have some alternative options. If that doesn't work, we have some alternative options. Would you consider this as an alternative? Would you consider this as an alternative? We'd like to propose a different approach. We'd like to propose a different approach. Let's explore another option that might work for both of us. Let's explore another option that might work for both of us. How about we adjust the terms slightly to accommodate your needs? How about we adjust the terms slightly to accommodate your needs? If this option doesn't suit you, we can suggest another. If this option doesn't suit you, we can suggest another. We're happy to look into other solutions if this doesn't work. We're happy to look into other solutions if this doesn't work. There are several alternatives we could consider. There are several alternatives we could consider. Let's look at another way to address this challenge. Let's look at another way to address this challenge. We can offer an alternative plan if this one isn't ideal. We can offer an alternative plan if this one isn't ideal. Requesting clarification. Could you clarify your position on this issue? Could you clarify your position on this issue? Can you explain what you mean by that? Can you explain what you mean by that? We'd appreciate it if you could elaborate on that point. We'd appreciate it if you could elaborate on that point. Can you clarify your expectations? Can you clarify your expectations? What do you mean exactly by that? What do you mean exactly by that? Could you provide more details on your proposal? Could you provide more details on your proposal? We'd like some clarification on the terms you mentioned. We'd like some clarification on the terms you mentioned. Could you help us understand that better? Could you help us understand that better? Would you mind clarifying your requirements? Would you mind clarifying your requirements? Can you give us more insight into your thought process? Can you give us more insight into your thought process? Expressing willingness to compromise. We're willing to make concessions where necessary. Necessary. We're willing to make concessions where necessary. We can compromise on that point if it helps. We can compromise on that point if it helps. We're prepared to adjust our terms slightly. We're prepared to adjust our terms slightly. We can be flexible if you are. We can be flexible if you are. Let's find a compromise that works for everyone. Let's find a compromise that works for everyone. We're willing to negotiate on this matter. We're willing to negotiate on this matter. If you're willing to compromise, we can too. If you're willing to compromise, we can too. We're open to adjusting our offer to reach a deal. We're open to adjusting our offer to reach a deal. We'd be happy to work out a compromise. We'd be happy to work out a compromise. We're open to discussing a fair compromise. We're open to discussing a fair compromise. Confirming understanding. Just to confirm, we're both agreeing to these terms? Just to confirm, we're both agreeing to these terms? Let me make sure I understand your position correctly. Let me make sure I understand your position correctly. So, you're saying you would prefer option A? So, you're saying you would prefer option A? Let me summarize what we've discussed so far. Let me summarize what we've discussed so far. Can I confirm the points we've agreed on? Can I confirm the points we've agreed on? I just want to verify that we're on the same page. I just want to verify that we're on the same page. To clarify, we are moving forward with this proposal? To clarify, we are moving forward with this proposal? Let's review the main points to make sure we agree. Let's review the main points to make sure we agree. Are we aligned on the next steps? Are we aligned on the next steps? Just to confirm, you agree with the suggested changes? Just to confirm, you agree with the suggested changes? Reassuring the other party. We'll make sure this process goes smoothly. We'll make sure this process goes smoothly. You can rely on us to follow through on our promises. You can rely on us to follow through on our promises. Rest assured, we are committed to delivering on time. Rest assured, we are committed to delivering on time. We'll ensure that everything is handled as discussed. We'll ensure that everything is handled as discussed. You can trust us to meet the agreed upon standards. You can trust us to meet the agreed upon standards. We guarantee that the product will meet your expectations. We guarantee that the product will meet your expectations. We'll make sure there are no surprises along the way. We'll make sure there are no surprises along the way. We are fully prepared to meet your requirements. We are fully prepared to meet your requirements. You can be confident that we'll deliver what we promised. You can be confident that we'll deliver what we promised. We're committed to ensuring your satisfaction with this deal. We're committed to ensuring your satisfaction with this deal. Postponing decisions. Can we revisit this topic after further consideration? Can we revisit this topic after further consideration? Let's postpone this discussion until we have more information. Let's postpone this discussion until we have more information. Would it be possible to delay the decision until next week? Would it be possible to delay the decision until next week? Let's table this for now and return to it later. Let's table this for now and return to it later. We'd prefer to discuss this further in our next meeting. We'd prefer to discuss this further in our next meeting. We can hold off on making a final decision until we have all the facts. We can hold off on making a final decision until we have all the facts. Let's give it some more thought before making a decision. Let's give it some more thought before making a decision. Can we agree to delay this until we have more clarity? Can we agree to delay this until we have more clarity? We need more time to consider this proposal. We need more time to consider this proposal. Let's revisit this issue once we've consulted with our team. Let's revisit this issue once we've consulted with our team. Requesting feedback. We'd appreciate your feedback on this proposal. We'd appreciate your feedback on this proposal. Could you provide us with your thoughts on this? Could you provide us with your thoughts on this? How do you feel about the current terms? How do you feel about the current terms? We're interested in hearing your feedback. We're interested in hearing your feedback. What's your opinion on the proposal? What's your opinion on the proposal? Can you give us some input on the offer? Can you give us some input on the offer? We'd like to hear your thoughts before moving forward. We'd like to hear your thoughts before moving forward. What do you think about the overall structure of the deal? What do you think about the overall structure of the deal?